Okay, in this next video, I'm going to show how to get the sample standard deviation and sample variance using the data set from day one on my website. So I'm going to go ahead and use IQ, and I'm going to go ahead and copy those and put them down here so I can work with them. Alright, so one of the things you're going to have to do is find the mean. And I could use my formula equals the average, and I will select my range. Okay. Now, I need to make some columns. So I'm just going to change this IQ to X just so it matches up with the formula in our book. This first column, we're going to want to do the difference between our observation and the mean, X bar. So to do that, I'm going to use a formula. I'm going to say equals. I'm going to select the data point, hit minus, and I'm going to click on my mean. Now I'm going to drag this formula down, so I do want to keep this mean the same in all my calculations, so I want to make an absolute cell reference. So I'm going to hit F4 as a shortcut. You can manually type in the dollar signs if you want to. Then I'll go ahead and get this little handle and drag it down. So you'll notice some of these differences are positive, some are negative. Positive differences will mean that the observation is above the mean, and negative ones will mean it's below the mean. But we don't really care whether it's above or below, we just care about how far. So one way to get rid of that negative sign is we're going to go ahead and square this. So we're going to take the X minus mean and square it. So here we're just going to take our distance from the mean and raise it to the second power. Okay, then go ahead and drag that down. Okay, so obviously the larger the number, the further away it is from the mean. I'm going to want to go ahead and find get rid of that, find the total of all these distances squared. So I'll just write total. And over here, I'm going to select all the numbers I want to add together and put a blank cell where I want the sum to go, and I'm going to click on the auto sum tool. Okay. Now to calculate the variance, again, this is the sample variance, so we're going to take this total and we're going to divide it by n minus 1. So in this case we had 14 objects, so I'm going to divide it by 13. Okay, that's going to be my variance. And then we showed that the standard deviation was just the square root of the variance. So I'll just do the square root of the variance, and I get my sample standard deviation to be 14.08. I think it's important to see this process to see how we calculate the standard deviation, but Excel also does have a formula. So another way to get the same answer is to come over here and type equals. Again, if you type STDEV, you get some options. You notice there's a dot P, which is for population, and a dot S, which is for sample. So that's the one we want. So again, we'll just select our data, and you'll notice that you get the same answer. So whether you fill out these columns and get the differences, square them, add them up, divide by n minus 1 and take the square root, or we could just use the built-in Excel function. In the next video, I'll show you how to use it using the TI-84 Plus.